Okay, let's do problem 7. Here they say in general, the probability of a certain basketball player making a three-pointer on an attempt is 0.4. Over the course of a playoff series, the player makes 20 three-pointers. About how many three-pointers did the player attempt in the series? Okay, well here we know the probability is zero point 0.4. Another way to write this would be 4 out of 10. And so if the player makes 20 three-pointers, we got to solve for the total number of attempts. So let's call that total number of attempts x. Now from here we can write a proportion because we know 4 out of 10, that probability has to be proportional to what happened in the series. And they say here about how many. The reason that's an important detail is because 4 out of 10 is like our theoretical probability in this case because they say in general. Just like in general, flipping a coin, there's a 50% chance that you get tails or you get heads. And then the experimental probability in this case is kind of like what happened in this specific playoff series. And so the experimental and the theoretical might not always line up. You might flip a coin 4 times and get 3 heads. So that wouldn't be 50-50, but over time, it would become closer and closer to 50-50 the more trials you did, the more times you flipped the coin. And so it doesn't affect how we're going to solve for this one, but it's just good to note the difference between theoretical and experimental. And so we're going to say 4 out of 10 equals 20 over x because they made 20. So 4 and 20 were both makes, and attempts were like this 10 and this x. Okay, now how do we solve? Well, we can cross multiply. We can say 4 times x equals 10 times 20, or 4x equals 200, or x equals 50.